Don't move. Don't move.
Can you see the Old Town National City on my shirt? I'm the owner, dog.
You own the property in those streets. So whoop.
All right. I had an intro earlier, but
See, I knew it. I knew it.
I'm up for sick in the head.
Fucking literally.
Okay. I'm Joe Vargas. To my left is my doggy dog, Maggie Duarte.
Tis I. Where do we start?
What do we start at, Maggie? Well, let's go with the fights from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in order.
Let's do it.
First fight.
Teofimo
Lopez. Great fight.
Best fight.
Best fight of that card.
Of the night.
The night.
Yeah.
I thought he did what he had to. Arnold Barboza is not a slouch. You know, he didn't. Arnold couldn't. It's hard to crack at somebody like Teofimo's.
Constantly moving.
Constantly looking like there's a video of him moving like Ali and shit back in the days.
Yeah.
I felt I picked Teofimo to win, but I wanted Arnold to pull it off. Just a Southern California kid, cool dude, real respectful, family man, and I just wanted to see that boxing supremacy spread.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see him open the door, but Teofimo's on right now.
Yeah, he was on. He was definitely on that night too. I didn't think that he was going to be the first fight. I thought Devin was, and that's how it should have been.
I'll save that one for Devin when he comes up. What's he next?
Yeah, he's next. Devin against fucking Jose Ramirez. What do you do if you're Jose Ramirez?
That was the hardest guy to get. I realized when we're up there sparring with Robert Garcia's gym, he was sparring guys that were very traditional fighters. He wasn't sparring guys that were light on their feet, moving around,
They were standing and trading.
They were standing and trading, and that was giving him a false sense of security, like in his head. Like that's not the way the fight went down.
Yeah.
Robert is a Hall of Fame boxer of the year, so I'm nobody. Mm-hmm. But I would think that he would grab somebody who was quick, 1-2 jab from the outside, 72 hugs per round.
Yeah.
And make that work,
Yeah.
Because Ramirez couldn't crack that code, he couldn't figure it out.
He couldn't, but I will say, he landed a hook, and I remember fucking Devin's eyes went to the back of his fucking head again, and I think that that whole PTSD thing did play a part in this fight. What do you think about that?
I think it's there because the way he fought compared. He fought Linares different. He's fought other people that were not burned out different. He's been aggressive, came after them.
Yeah.
This one, he looked like somebody we didn't know.
Yeah, Prograis too.
He came right after him.
Yeah.
Prograis is a harder puncher than
I agree.
Ramirez. Now, Ramirez had his time.
Yeah.
Before you guys start fucking, hey, you don't know who Ramirez. I know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
His time has passed, and Prograis hadn't. He destroyed him.
Yeah. He dismantled him. That was a good fight. That's like, whoa, shit, fucking Devin, man, he's on a roll. And I think he was coming off of that performance before he fought Ryan, and that's why it made that fight so interesting. The outcome of it was because a lot of people thought that Devin was gonna beat Ryan easily, So I don't know. I definitely think that he's got some work to do. That fight was crazy. There's fucking rounds where I don't even think maybe like not even double digits in punches landed.
Yeah, and I thought when they brought Shane Mosley on board to help him, I thought he was going to be a different,
help him out mentally. Yeah.
Shane is an old fucking counter puncher, aggressive, always in your face, and Devin was with his back against the ropes.
Yeah,
as a fan of, I love boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to be like, oh, you're talking shit about him. No, I'm not. But who the fuck wants to see that?
Yeah, ain't nobody trying to see that shit. Definitely not pay for it.
So, to the main fight. Oh, shit. Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Rolly Ramirez.
Rolly
Romero.
Yeah, Rolly Romero. That was a tough one. That's another PTSD. They got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's up with Ryan because that wasn't the kid we saw in the gym, that was not. Yeah. And it's is it Rolly is that good at 147? He looked filled in, he looked big, he looked strong, he looked muscular. or the weight training was that underperforming because Pitbull dismantled him.
Yeah.
And Gervonta put him to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, one fight I think was at 130. I don't know what he fought Gervonta at.
135, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then he fought Pitbull at 40.
Yeah.
And at 47, he looked solid, strong, and confident.
Like, that might be his weight.
I always we talked about this today with Coach Bashir and Austin Brooks about the element of surprise when you're going to fight somebody. You know, like when you're going to fight somebody you've never been in the ring with, you got a round or two to figure them out, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, whatever it takes. You're out there just jabbing and 1-2ing. But in this case with him and Ryan, when they've sparred each other before, there's no more element of surprise.
Right.
You know,
right.
Rolly went back, even though it was 8 years ago that happened. Rolly had that shit vividly in his mind imprinted.
Right.
And he went right to it.
Yeah.
He went right to it. And Ryan, I wish that I'll elaborate more on what we talked about earlier. You made a great point when fighters go down.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we talk about the other fight. But I wish I would have saw Ryan bite down more and come after Rolly, because at the end of the day, nobody cares what you're going through.
Yeah, you got to bring that fighting spirit out.
Success is success, man, and it's sad. That kid has talent. Rolly got hey, man, Rolly's never gave up, man. He's lost twice.
Yeah.
Most people, it goes to show you that just because you lose, it's not over.
Yeah, man. He's got 2 L's on his record. So I think what Ryan has like 2 now also. Fuck it, man. You'll bounce back. You'll be all right.
Who cares? Just get back to winning, man. And what do you? I gave that card like a C- because of Teofimo is the A.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of wanted to touch on something real quick. Environment. All these guys, they're where they're at because they're showmen, they're performers. They love to entertain. Especially Ryan and Teofimo, I think. Also Rolly.
Yeah, Rolly.
I was listening to a couple of different clips, different podcasts this morning talking about the environment in Times Square and how it was strange, how they were rolling up, and there wasn't really that many people where they were at. It was closed off to the rest of the public. It's no excuse by any means, you know what I'm saying? But it's. Do you think that the environment can affect a fighter like that who loves to feed off crowds, like as opposed to if the fights would have been in Vegas?
I'm sure it does, but at the end of the day, your opponent went through the same thing. You know, I know each head is his own world. Like everybody thinks different. Yeah. But at the end of the day, everybody's going through it.
Yeah. And that's what I kind of went back and forth in my mind. Like, no, Teofimo had a great fucking performance, and Barbosa was out there. He was trying.
He was trying to win. Yeah, he was trying.
So it's like I was kind of going through counter arguments in my mind about that, the environment and this and that, and it was kind of whack. It's like, nah, man, you can't be swayed. You can't allow yourself to be swayed by something like that. Because there's times where, for example, during COVID, there was no fucking crowds at all. So. I think you really have to learn how to lock in regardless of anything.
Yeah.
For sure.
Adjustments. Mental adjustments, physical adjustments, and just you just got to go.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to put your mind in that place, you know, and not allow your own self to distract you from that.
There was other fights on the cards, but we're just going with, the main
ones.
Jaime Munguia against Suras.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Jaime did just enough to win. Mm-hmm. And he pulled off the dub. But at the end of the day, did he really win? Because the way he lost.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, he won. But the way he lost is like, I wish I would have saw him clip him at least or cut him or. Yeah. No, he just went out there and just did unnecessary, the most he could. I mean, the least he could take a risk. And he won. But it was so close too.
It was I saw some adjustments.
Defense wise?
Yeah, defense wise. I think he did, in my opinion, he did look better. However, I was like, the punch selection, man. It was the same shit over and over, dude. You got to fucking switch it up. There was a lot of times, a lot of moments where that rear uppercut was fucking there. It was there for him. And it seemed like he was just kind of fighting off programming instead of fighting off of like being a fighter and your instincts and seeing openings and feigning and using the feints to open shit up. And there was no creativity.
The only similar thing that he had in his corner was his dad.
Yeah.
So his connection with Eddie's gonna probably pay off in the next fight, because it's only been the first fight. Well, but I thought Eddie was gonna help him a little more, like setting up traps. But because he already fought this guy, so the element of surprise was there.
Right.
He wasn't there, so I just expected more from Jaime.
Yeah.
I expected more. I expected the guy who fought the Armenian guy before, the guy who just goes out there and fought
Derevchenko.
Damn, he also fought Rosado. Rosado gave him a hell of a fight,
Yeah.
I thought that's the Jaime we're gonna see.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, he got knocked out. The word PTSD, where he's the one that is in there, and he's the one that's feeling the punches. And sometimes, as a fan, we see the punches and they don't look that hard, but fuck.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Especially when they're precise, And that guy was winging.
He was looking for that right hand.
He was looking for that right hand because it was there. It's just that Munguia was a little bit more defensively sound this time,
Yeah,
keeping his hands up. But man, that main event.
Was there a fight? The main event. Was there a fight? He got a gold belt at the end of the fight.
That can't feel good, man.
That belt is from everything he's done in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you fight somebody who doesn't want to fight you? We can all criticize Canelo, just like we criticize Ramirez. Ramirez couldn't figure out, but Canelo's not shot like Ramirez.
Yeah.
Canelo's a master at hitting. I never seen him throw at the arms. He was hitting the chest, arms. He was headhunting and
he was
skull, whatever. He was jumping back, and he thought that was winning the fight for him. He wasn't doing much either to win.
Nah, hell nah. I think he went there collecting a check, surviving. There's absolutely no way you could be proud of yourself after a performance like that.
Yeah, with that performance, and that's what we have to change. Like, they don't get the decision, because if that boxing turns into that, we're gonna lose a lot of fans.
Yeah,
Devin Haney. Come on, bro. Like, nobody's gonna, even Timothy Bradley. Everybody was being honest about the way he looked. This is horrible,
What do you do about this? Like, if you're Turkey, because on one hand, yes, they're making a lot of money. Another thing to consider too is that these fights, the ones that were kind of like fucking trash, are the ones where they already had something else set up already. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Having for example, Canelo already has Terrence locked in.
Well, that's a mega fight. That skull fight was hard. It was like, I was surprised he took that fight. But I don't know if it was a mandatory or not.
I think it was. Well, no, he had the belt. He wanted to become undisputed again. So, I mean, to be fair, I don't think this is somebody that he picked. It's just this dude has the belt. I'm gonna go get it again.
Who gave him the belt? Did he win it?
I don't even know. I can't remember. I
now with all these, because I thought he was already undisputed at 168.
Yeah,
so he got stripped.
He got stripped.
So that belt, did he fight for it, or he just was they handed to him? Maybe some of our listeners can write it in the comments.
Yeah, can fucking write in the comments. I completely forgot. I forgot to look that up.
Yeah, because that was that he's not champion material.
Yeah, nah, he's not. Nah, not at all.
So what would I do? I don't know, man. I think that at the end of the day, it seems like Turkey is a boxing fan.
Yeah.
So he has the power in his hands to do what he has to do.
Yeah.
I know he's not. I know that he's not happy. I know he's hearing the comments. I know that we don't live under a rock, so I know he knows everything.
Right.
So
and you know what? And it's
he came into boxing to make exciting fights.
Yes, and it's not his fault, because we were all excited for all these fights, minus the Canelo one. I was not excited for that one at all.
Me neither.
But the Ryan, Rolly, fucking Devin, Ramirez, everybody like, okay, let's see something good. And like you mentioned, we were coming off of that high from fucking Conor Benn and Eubank Jr.
Yeah.
Which is something that he was involved in too. So I don't think it's his fault, but I think that there should be some sort of repercussions for this.
Like, it has to be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, I don't know, taking away half your purse if you fucking put on a performance like that. I'm not sure what could possibly happen to help that from
punish you.
Yeah, from helping that. You gotta stop that shit, man. Like, there's no way. You gotta realize too. I'm assuming that school is fucking riding off into the sunset, because who the fuck is gonna watch him now? Who's gonna pay to watch him fight?
Yeah,
I don't know. Not me. I don't know why you would do that to yourself, to your career.
I got a comment. I'm gonna this young man obviously on the fight of Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, he says, well, obviously now we know these don't really know nothing about boxing. He's talking about me and Tiger, right? Because you picked no, I
picked Ryan. We all did.
Oh, he's talking shit to all three of us.
Yeah.
And I just said, damn, we can't be wrong, bro. Like, we're not only the ones we picked. We're not the only ones to go that way, you know. And I like that because you know what? Like sometimes everybody goes with the obvious. You know, that one wasn't obvious because I was like, but I was kind of persuaded because I saw Ryan get ready. Yeah. And I didn't see Rolly. And I just saw Rolly's 2 losses. And I saw the win that he got with the older man. Yeah. Barroso.
You had a decision against Jaimes,
He shut me up. Yeah. He proved me wrong, you know, Rolly. And we're just fans. We have the right to have an opinion.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. I mean, dude, most people thought that fucking Ryan was going to win. Yeah. Very few people, aside from like Floyd Mayweather, probably fucking picked Rolly.
He picked that a long time ago, no?
Yeah, he did. He picked that a long time ago. I took into consideration that Rolly was being really chill at these press conferences. He wasn't fucking doing much. I'm like, maybe the kid's really, you know, getting prepared. But Ryan was doing the same. So I thought, hey, man.
Well, the good thing about Rolly and Devin Haney, they're both young. Yeah. They can bounce back. You know, Barbosa and Ramirez are a little bit at the back end, you know. So to me, Ramirez already shined. Yeah. He beat Maurice Hooker, Antonio Orozco. He beat some good people, you know. He Olympian. Yeah. Did his thing, you know. Yeah. I think he's left his legacy in the business. Barbosa, he's been great, but don't really know him. Yeah. He's been good. Yeah. You know, Devin Haney and Ryan have a lot of future. You know, Devin Haney's undefeated. Yeah. And Ryan has 2 losses, you know. So
you can't be proud of that shit either, man. Come on, man. God damn, that's crazy.
Teofimo is the one to look for. He's the one making things happen.
Yeah, he's calling out Boots Ennis after this. You know,
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. But hey, you know what? Every time they said the same thing when he was calling out Lomachenko. They said the same thing when he was calling out Josh Taylor. So you never fucking know with that kid. He rises up. That's for sure. You can't take that away from him.
So where does so now Canelo takes a little bit of time off, maybe a week, you know, knowing Canelo, maybe not even that much, and he's going to go back to the gym. Yeah. I think, well, I'm not going to elaborate on him and Terrence, but now that fight's going to happen.
I think it's more exciting now.
It is. But I think that Terrence is not going to be moving like Skull, so it'll give Canelo a chance. Yeah. I still favor Canelo, but that fight with Skull was one of the saddest things I've seen for a fight of that level.
Yeah, for sure. Undisputed world championship, you know.
So let's go to
speaking of undisputed world championships.
Top rank card.
Yeah.
That shit was free.
That shit was free.
You didn't have to pay $90 for 2 shows.
That's crazy.
That was free on Top Rank, and Mr. Bob Arum showed people how it's done. Yeah. Bruce Trampler, Brad Goodman, those guys all did what they're good at, man. Top Rank, they didn't disappoint. Yep. The undercard was good, but I'm going to go to the 2 fights that were on TV. Divino Espinosa versus, I think the young man, his last name was Vasquez. Yeah. Edwin or something. What a performance from Divino. I want to send our producer a video.
Producer Adam?
Because my cousin Ernie sent me a video. Sent us a video about Divino going in the locker room. Yeah. And kind of like getting emotional with Vasquez because he's on the bed. I don't know if he's getting stitched up or what's happening. And he gets emotional. My cousin asked me, what did I think about that? Yeah. And I like that Divino, he kind of like told him it's not personal, it's the business, you know, it happens. And he wanted to cry. Yeah. But that just shows the side of the fighter. The fighter, this is not the only time it's happened to him. You got to separate yourself when you're fighting. Yeah. He kind of looked at the referee like, bro, are you going to stop this? You know, because I'm beating his ass, you know? Yeah. He took it into his hands and stopped him.
Yeah. I think people, you got to realize they think that this wasn't a formidable opponent, but he was, man. This is a guy who I think...
He tried.
I don't know if he'd been stopped before. I can't remember if he had or if he hadn't. But This is a guy who his 2 losses came world champions.
Yeah.
You know, so this guy he was touching Divino up. He wasn't hurting him, and I think that's what made Divino say, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna walk forward and I'm just gonna throw everything." You know, what a performance he did. Like you said, he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
You know, against a guy like that. Let's see his. Looking at his box rec right now.
He had been stopped by
Joe Cordina.
No.
Is this amateur?
That's the only stoppage was to Divino.
Divino, yeah. He had never been stopped before.
He fought Joe Cordina and he fought Raymond Ford.
Yeah, those are champions. You know what I'm saying? Undefeated champions. So, to those saying that he's fucking fighting guys who
he fought some good
aren't
people.
Good. He's good. He's good. It's just, dude, you're fighting Divino's what, 6'1", 6'2"?
6'1", 6. I don't know, whatever he is. 6'1", 6'2" doesn't make a difference at that height. Once you're over 6 foot at 126.
Yeah. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, but it's a fucking hard feat. I mean, you look at a guy the caliber of Robesi Ramirez, an Olympian. He fucking and he was at the top for a while. He was making everybody look like nothing too.
He quit.
You know, it's not easy. This guy, man, he's got it. He's got it going on.
So the main card.
The main fucking fight. Wow. Stole the weekend. Saved the weekend.
Save boxing.
Saved the weekend, man.
Both those fights, but anyways, at a different level because I'm not much of a NOA fan because I felt like he fought all his fights in Japan. He's fought here before, but
I think once.
Yeah, once or twice. Touched me in the shoulder once. I really was impressed. I had picked him to lose.
Which was actually a good pick. It was a good pick.
I picked him to lose because of the jet lag, the travel. He came on a short trip, like 4 or 5 days before the fight. You know, this kid is fundamentally sound, was a good fighter. But at the end of the day, he showed why they call him the monster.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, the overwhelming him. I think you said he's in the comments, he said that he was
Yep. Gardenas said that it wasn't his power. He just overwhelmed me. A lot of punches coming. And speaking about punch selection, man, that motherfucker knows exactly what punches to choose. I love how he switches up the timing on you.
His speed.
His angles. You know, it's beautiful to watch. That's why I like watching the dude and his mentality.
I was playing Monday morning quarterback with Coach Bashir this morning. And he said, what would you have done? I said, Coach, I would have had my guy on that high guard walking forward. And then in my head, I start thinking, he probably would just angle over.
Yeah.
Came up the middle. You know, he's just so special. But I just felt like when he comes downhill, it's hard to stop him.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And if you come forward, nobody really comes forward with him. So we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. They obviously are feeling something that makes them backpedal. You know, I saw every time he got hit, he would take a couple steps back.
It's funny because we were talking about that, right? How Cardenas told Joel in the corner, like,
you don't hit hard. You don't hit hard. Also, yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Don't let yourself fall for that.
You know what? When I was thinking about that, I don't know if you heard what I told Bashir. I said, as a fighter, if my fighter told me that, I know, and I have a split second to think.
Yeah.
I thought what he told him wasn't good for him. Mm-hmm. No, he does. Like, yeah, he wanted to keep him alert. I would have probably said something now. I'm like, I can think about my answer.
Yeah.
I would be like, you know what, mijo, maybe he's not showing it yet.
Yeah.
Be cautious. You know, maybe he's just playing possum.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't tell him, wait, no, he does. Because then he's thinking, I'm making my fighter think like, damn.
Yeah.
His confidence he had is out the window.
Once he gets touched, it's like, damn.
He is hard. He is strong.
Yeah. Yeah. No, language is everything. Absolutely. Especially in the fucking corner, man. But yeah, that dude.
I was thinking if Joel pulls it off, that's already Canelo versus Bivol. And then this one.
And he had man, when he dropped him, I was like, fuck, because it wasn't just like a flash knockdown. He got fucking dropped like solid.
And he got hurt once or twice after that.
Yeah. He was I remember I was like, man, this motherfucker, it was toward the end of the round, but I was like, he hasn't fucking recovered. I think it took him a couple rounds to
that
really
fucking samurai came out.
Yeah. But you know what? Instead of fucking instead of backing, he went straight into the fire. He went forward. He walked him down, knowing that threat was there.
You know, I love the breakdown that Timothy Bradley did.
Yeah.
Because he was right on the point. You said he comes forward, but his hands are down when he's attacking.
Yep.
But he just puts so many punches together that it doesn't matter if his hands are down.
Yeah.
Timothy Bradley's freezing that picture, the video, but there's 3 more shots coming behind that.
Yep. So
that's why people couldn't counter him. You know, Cardenas was sitting on those hooks, but it was a little too little.
He had pop too. He had, I think, everything he gave a great fight, man. That was awesome. I think there was not 1 second I was not watching that. I was engaged into what the corners were saying. I wish I could be in Inoue's mind, because when he went back to the corner after getting dropped, he was worried. Yeah. I could tell. But yeah, he went straight to him instead of, you know.
So boxing, the last week was like the stock market.
Yeah.
Conor Ben, Eubank. You know?
Bear.
Yeah. And then who?
Is it like, it's like a bear market, right? When it's good?
Yeah,
I don't know too much.
Oh, you know, we're damn Wolf of Wall Street and shit.
Kind of. I don't know if bears like
we're not fucking going.
We're not fucking leaving.
And then you get Teofimo, and just stay there. You know?
Yeah.
And then you get the 2 other names boys. Dropped,
we're in a recession.
Right? And then we stayed there for a little bit, you know, and then Munguia kind of got us halfway.
Yeah.
And then Canelo dropped us all the way down.
God damn, we're in a recession again.
And then Divino, a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
A lot more than the middle.
Yeah.
And then fucking Inoue and Cardenas.
Yeah, we're all rich.
I hope Cardenas keeps getting chances, man, because
he will.
That's what's fucked up. He fought one of the pound for pound, not the number 1.
Yeah.
And he did what he could. He doesn't have the experience yet. Yeah, he's number 1. He should be number 1.
He should be number 1, man.
I know Janelle's going crazy right now because she knows I didn't like him. So now she's like,
oh, for real?
So I see her post something to you about that fight.
He's good. The mentality of a champion, man. I don't know too much about Inoue though. I need to look into what his background is like, because you know, he fights like, I think it's just the love though, the love of the sport. I don't think he's doing
that's
it
a state
for the
of mind,
money.
dog. That's a state of mind. That motherfucker wants to be the best.
Greatness. He's chasing greatness.
Hey, you know what, Maggie? Divino Espinosa said he wants the big fights, the great fights. And I think, knowing how Top Rank operates,
yeah,
because even Inoue said he wants to move up to featherweight.
Yeah.
They didn't put that fight together for nothing. So I think they're trying to put Espinosa versus Inoue in the future.
In the future, maybe 2026.
That would be a fucking fight.
That would be huge. Could you imagine that? I would love to see that, because, you know, Inoue is so good at changing levels, but so is Divino. Divino's they're both good at digging. I can't imagine what that fight would be like, the magnitude of it, you know?
That could be a mega fight.
Yeah, you know, those guys aren't backing down. Those aren't there's certain fighters where like, oh man, I don't know. Maybe he'll be good. Maybe he'll run around. Who knows? But no, those guys, you know, you're guaranteed to get a good fight.
So that's Absolutely. A fight to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure.
What big fight's coming up now? San Diego.
Yep, May 10th.
Who's the main fight?
Navarrete against I can't remember who.
I don't know much about the other guy.
Neither do I. That should be
Huh? We'll be there.
Yeah, top rank puts on good. That whole card, Top Rank, good, start to finish. I was engaged the whole time. I was supposed to be doing homework, and I fucking.
What do you think about Shushu Carrington with Inoue? Not yet.
Oh no, he's too big, man. What do you think? Like, should he move up to 126?
Oh, Shushu is 126?
Yeah.
Oh, because they were all there, and they kept bringing up their names, you know?
That's where he wants to
go.
Well,
I think they might feed him Shushu first.
That's crazy, though. Like, I think about it, right? Because Tiger
he has a better chance beating Shushu than Divino.
Yeah, I think so, too. You know, Tiger said something last week where he's like, he's going to meet one of these big little motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And Cardenas, he cracked him. He cracked him good.
Cardenas is good, but he doesn't have the Carrington skills.
Yeah. So what happens when these guys, like, they're taking your shots and they're coming right back at them, you know?
Yeah.
With that are bigger. Oh, man.
A lot to talk about. Hey, Maggie, off the topic now next week we'll have Heidi.
Yeah.
From Women's Boxing. We're going to have her on here. She's going to be one of our guests right before their fight, May 17th.
Yeah.
At the Arena Gym.
Yeah,
right here.
The Arena Gym.
Yep.
Combat Sports Gym. I did want to say this. There's a certain mentality, right? When you get dropped.
Oh, yeah. Good thing.
Right?
Good thing, yeah. We talked about this at the gym.
we have recent comparisons that are perfect. When you get dropped, you either cower and you back away from the fight, or you get dropped and you run towards it. You run towards the fire. We're firemen.
Are you talking about Ryan Garcia and Inoue?
It's all mental.
It's
all fucking mental.
All fucking mental.
How do you talk to yourself in those moments? That's why I said I wish I were in their minds to figure out like what was going on.
That's a good point, man. Like the motherfuckers rise or they go down.
Yeah. So hey, but yeah.
But you know those same emotions got them there, man. But just those little things that make you a superior fighter.
Yes. You
got elite fighters and you got superior greatness.
The great of the great, man.
Yeah.
Kind of guys like
like
Michael
Trinidad,
Jordan.
he would get dropped and he'd get up and kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And there's guys who get dropped and Devin Haney don't want to get touched.
Speaking of mindsets, man, I'm gonna change the subject.
Let's go.
I've been on my little TikTok, little Instagram, and I've been seeing posts. I want to ask you this. What is it that makes me think like this?
Okay.
Have you ever been in juvenile hall in San Diego? If you have, act now, and they're suing juvenile hall, right?
What?
If you were, and then I'm like, what happened? Like, I clicked on it. If you were in juvenile hall from these years and I fit the criteria, you know, and were you touched? Were you treated bad? And I'm like, no, but I'm trying to think, was I?
Yeah.
No, but in my mind, I wanted some money, dog. But I'm thinking like,
what did I go through?
Let me elaborate a little more, dog. Let me think about this. Let me think hard. Nah, man, I couldn't do it. I'm not a victim.
Yeah, you're not.
I was fucking the one that staff was tackling and fucking spraying in the face. The guys that know from San Diego, they would yell Bellz. I was the first one on my belly because I knew I was gonna get sprayed. I spent a lot of time in juvenile hall. I loved it. It changed my life.
Yeah.
I loved it because it changed my life. I would have been in prison.
Yeah.
But why did I want to get money, dog?
Because, hey, it's kind of like a hit of dopamine. Like, oh, shit. Wait a minute. I can get something.
It's like, want to buy a lottery ticket?
Yeah. It's just kind of like that like little like impulse. Like.
But then I have to victimize myself and I wouldn't be able to lie, dog.
You have something that you live by. It starts with the I, and that's integrity.
Yeah.
And you're not driven by money.
Yeah, but I was like, did I get touched? Did I get hit? I did get slammed, but I deserved that shit. I'm not going to elaborate what I did, but.
You live by a code, man.
I got slammed by staff a lot, but I deserved it.
Yeah.
And I had conversations. You know what I loved about it? I got conversation with staff after.
Yeah.
And they would tell me, stop being how you are, fucker.
Yeah.
And I loved it, man. It changed my life. So, I'm not gonna get no money from the county.
I get no money. That's crazy. It's like mesothelioma type shit. Like
yeah. It was one of those. And it's funny because right after that, I seen one about Polinsky's. It's like Polinsky's is like that.
I heard that. I've heard that
like
name.
A foster care center. It's like when your parents hit you, they send you to Polinsky's
like
or
CPS.
CPS. Yeah, that's where you go, Polinsky's. And I'm like, well, I wasn't there, so.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of people went through some shit. And you know what's crazy?
Some people did go through shit. But is money gonna help you?
It doesn't, man. I remember, just real quick, I remember a dude who was abused by like a fucking one of those, what do you call them? Fucking pastor?
Staff? Oh, pastor.
In the church. I'm like, and he sued him and he made money. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, he I guess he got a lot of money out of that shit.
But did that seal his butthole or something?
Hell no. You could
did that help him repair his butt?
Nothing. You could tell like he was like kind of like,
you're just miserable with money
inside.
now. Yeah, empty with money now.
Yeah. But how do you do that though? Like, do you have proof, or is it just
like it's been like there's a statute of limitations where you're like,
that's what I'm saying.
Your
it's
body
like,
recovers from the pain or something,
or is it like a class act? Like a bunch of motherfuckers like, hey man, let's get this motherfucker. He touched me. Yeah, he touched me too.
Touched me in the shoulder once.
Kind of like Bill Cosby, you know. All of a sudden, all the bitches come out the woodwork.
Out of the woodwork, 30 years later. I mean, I'm sure some of them were true, but like, were you that scarred that you waited 30 years?
Yeah, that shit's.
But I've never been a victim, so I'm sorry. Some of you guys probably were victimized, and I'm so sorry.
We out here talking shit.
Yeah.
Ain't been in that position, so I don't know.
But I was just thinking I could get paid because I want to upgrade the headphones.
Get a new camera, man.
New camera. I want to get take new these studio, fucking shirts down. New studio. Fire Adam.
Fire Adam.
Nah, I'll never fire you, dog. I love you.
Nah, honestly, we wouldn't fire Adam.
On that note, we'll see you guys next week with Heidi, and then we'll be talking about women's boxing. The fights.
Oh, and women's boxing. That's right.
Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.